Centuries ago, the Stoics offered a powerful path to self-empowerment through understanding our inner motivations and accepting ourselves. Adopting Stoic principles allows us to stop hiding our true selves behind masks, to free ourselves from the fear of rejection and the need for external approval. Each new day begins with us putting on a mask, not only for protection, but also to hide our true self. We play a role, agree to things that throw us off balance, and lose ourselves in the process. It's a constant struggle for approval, except for one thing: our own. However, over 2,000 years ago, the Stoics discovered a powerful method of liberation from this vicious cycle. In this video, we'll talk about how applying Stoic principles can change the way you view the world and yourself. It's not just giving up external demands, but revitalizing an inner strength that we may have forgotten about. Let's explore these timeless wise lessons together today. Opening this door can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. The path to personal freedom through inner analysis. Stoicism teaches us to look within to begin the journey to personal freedom by unraveling our true motives. Often we seek to please others out of fear of being rejected or forgotten. Stoics encourage us to ask ourselves the hard questions. Why do I feel the need to always agree and say yes? Is it because I am seeking approval, or out of fear of being alone? Understanding these points will open the door to true liberation for you. As Epictetus said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it." By recognizing our fears and desires, we can begin to see them not as laws, but as opportunities. Fear of rejection and craving approval. Realizing that our need to please is not an obligation, but a choice, often driven by old beliefs, that our worth depends on the approval of others. Think about the last time you agreed to do something you didn't want to do. What motivated you to make that decision? Were you immersed in it with a sincere fervor, or were you anxious about the reaction to rejection? Stoicism doesn't require suppression of emotions, but calls for deep awareness so that we don't become prisoners of them. It is the first step toward actively shaping the world around us to fit our true selves. Protecting integrity by setting boundaries. The essence of Stoicism is not inaction, but respect for self. Marcus Aurelius taught us to live with purpose. He emphasized that the problem is not the events themselves, but our judgments about those events. Understanding this helps set boundaries, allowing us to maintain our integrity and inner peace. By setting boundaries, you are guarding your space, time, and mental balance. This can be difficult, especially if you are used to pleasing to avoid conflict. However, by setting boundaries, you invite those around you to understand and respect your values, rather than simply feeling intimidated. Express clear boundaries by defining what you accept and what you reject. This promotes healthy and respectful relationships. Start small. When you are asked for something, take a moment to see if it aligns with your values. Saying no is important not only for you, but also for preserving your relationships with others. Setting boundaries is an ongoing process that builds your self-esteem and deserves credit for your clarity. It's not about building walls, it's about establishing rapport and defining your personal boundaries. By setting firm boundaries, you give yourself the freedom to be genuine in your interactions with others. It's a show of respect and self-love that is essential to your well-being and happiness. Remember that putting yourself first is not selfish, it is important. Prioritizing and the ability to say no. Stoicism teaches us to care for ourselves not as a luxury but as a necessity. Seneca emphasized the value of self-knowledge in a world full of distractions. Self-care is not only about personal well-being, but also about preparing yourself to better serve others. Figure out what is truly important to you, what brings you joy and peace. Make time for these activities that energize you and allow you to express yourself in other areas of your life. Prioritizing also includes knowing how to say no to things that exhaust you. Saying no to things that don't align with your values allows you to live according to your priorities. Prioritizing your own needs is not selfishness. It's the ability to make decisions in line with your values. It helps you balance your needs with the needs of others, which is an important aspect of Stoic philosophy. Have you ever asked yourself what is really important to you? Stoic wisdom inspires us to follow our beliefs and principles. When you are clear about your principles, you become less malleable in the face of pressure to conform to other people's expectations. This clear path helps you make choices that reflect your true self, not just to meet someone else's expectations. The journey to self-knowledge, the role of self-reflection. Identifying your values is like mapping out your inner country. The Stoics, including Epictetus, emphasized the importance of deep self-understanding. He advised prioritizing your needs, pointing out that knowing your values not only means understanding what you like, but also knowing what you stand for, what drives you, and what you are willing to fight for, even if it makes you uncomfortable. This deepened self-understanding serves as a shield to protect us from outside influences. So where do we begin this journey of self-discovery? It begins with self-reflection. Take time to recall moments when you felt truly fulfilled. What were you doing? Who were you with? What values were at the forefront of your mind in those moments? These reflections can help you identify commonalities in what is truly valuable to you, whether it's honesty, compassion, creativity, or independence. Recognizing your values also means that you become more intentional in how you spend your time and energy. For example, if family is a core value for you, you can emphasize family gatherings and make decisions that strengthen those relationships. And if you're inspired by creativity, you can set aside time each day to pursue your hobby, no matter how busy life gets. Living according to your values sometimes means turning down tempting opportunities if they conflict with your moral convictions. Stoic philosophy is a source of wisdom, pointing out that true happiness does not stem from external achievement or praise, but from harmony with oneself. Knowing and honoring your values not only influence your actions, but also help you get through life's challenges, including ups and downs. They serve as a guide in difficult situations, helping you make the right choices. It can be difficult, but ultimately satisfying. Decision-making, considering one's own needs and boundaries. As Seneca said, men do not suffer from things, but from their ideas about things. Stoics adhere to the principle of purposeful action. When someone asks you for help, it is not only an opportunity to help, but also a moment to practice Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of acting in accordance with principles and not simply on impulse. This is especially important when faced with requests from others. When you receive a request, take a moment to carefully analyze the situation. Ask yourself, does this align with your values? Is it worth your time and energy to invest in this? Will it be beneficial to all parties, or are you being tried to be taken advantage of? This is not cynicism, but wisdom and care for your resources, values that Stoics have always exalted. Analyzing requests helps you maintain control of your life and resources by following your beliefs and allocating your attention and effort effectively. Independence from external influences ensures that you can commit to those values that are truly important and contribute to your personal development. This meaningful approach ensures that you don't just follow the flow of each request, but respond according to your deepest beliefs and goals. As an example, your friend asks for help with a weekend move, but you've already scheduled this time to complete an important personal project. A Stoicism approach tells you to balance the request with your own commitments. If helping a friend requires sacrificing your important business without a valid reason, it is wise to politely decline. Making a decision and respecting your own needs is not just about saying no. It's about showing respect for your own needs and boundaries. Evaluating requests is not about being selfish, it's about being strategic. Realizing that agreeing to everything is not healthy or sustainable helps to remember that every yes is a no to something else. By being selective in your responses, you give your yes more power and significance. This allows you to save your energy for the moments that really matter, which ultimately makes you more productive and present in the events you choose to go to. Stoicism teaches us to evaluate the consequences of our actions, not only in the short term, but also in the long term. So whenever you are presented with a question, pause and consider it from the perspective of Stoic wisdom. This balanced approach not only helps you to live more authentically, but also to build relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, rather than one-sided sacrifice. Conflict as an opportunity to understand yourself and others. Realizing that conflict is not a catastrophe, but a natural part of life, will help you respond more wisely and harmoniously to difficult situations. This realization helps you stay calm and make decisions that are consistent with your values and goals. Resilient individuals see obstacles as opportunities for personal growth, seeing them not only as challenges, but also as a chance to overcome themselves. Conflict over rejection can be an incentive to clearly express your beliefs and values, strengthening your inner resilience. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us that it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but our evaluations and interpretations. Conflict, viewed through the lens of Stoicism, presents itself as an opportunity for a deeper understanding of self and others, as well as a way of discovering true values. A Stoic approach to conflict resolution helps us to see conflict not as a threat, but as a challenge to personal growth. Calmness and a conscious response to the situation become tools for managing not only the conflict, but also one's own emotions. Controlling one's own reaction to conflict is the key to maintaining harmony and dignity. By responding to the challenges of life with wisdom and poise, we not only strengthen our position, but also create a favorable environment for resolving conflicts. Stoicism encourages reflection on our role in conflict and the importance of clearly defining boundaries. Fear of conflict can be a brake on our personal development, so it is important to learn to stand up for ourselves without losing respect for the other person. By accepting conflict as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery, we build deeper and more lasting relationships. Conflict becomes a test of strength, separating superficial ties from those based on mutual respect and understanding. The value of being able to say no. Understanding the importance of knowing how to say no began for us by understanding its value. Although it sometimes seems harsh, it guides us towards more harmonious relationships. Evaluating requests can be difficult, but remember that no to someone can mean yes to you. Epictetus expressed the idea that our inner state is more important than external circumstances. Reconsider your understanding of the ability to say no as a tool to affirm your values. The ability to say no is a key trait of Stoicism, not related to anger or selfishness, but to recognizing your own boundaries and values. By saying no to something, you skillfully manage your resources such as time, energy, and attention, directing them to things that align with your goals and beliefs. The skill of saying no gives you back control over your life, allowing you to choose where to spend your efforts. This choice is liberating and allows you to manage your time. By saying no, you create a healthier dynamic in relationships where your needs and desires are respected. This openness builds mutual trust and respect, emphasizing the value of your time and effort. Mastering the art of saying no takes courage and constant practice. It's not only about overcoming the fear of disappointing others, but also being confident in your own beliefs. It is important to resort to Stoic wisdom in these situations. Remember that your first responsibility is your own well-being and alignment with your values. The principles that Marcus Aurelius spoke of can be applied to our lives. If something seems wrong or not in alignment with your true self, refusal is the right and wise decision. It is important to be direct and honest when giving up something. This allows you to maintain mutual respect and clarity with those around you, as well as allowing you to be true to yourself. Giving up excuses when giving up is a challenge to be honest with yourself. It helps you see the situation clearly and make decisions based on sincerity. This approach not only helps one to follow one's principles, but also to maintain confidence and self-esteem. Being straightforward in communication lets those around you know that your decisions are informed and justified. Understanding the role of conflict in the growth process helps you realize the importance of clarity and directness in communication. This builds rapport and trust. Avoiding unnecessary excuses helps simplify life and is consistent with the Stoic idea of simplicity and honesty in everything we do. It is a significant step toward freeing ourselves from unnecessary obligations designed to please others. The truth that Stoicism preaches sheds light on the fact that we are in control of our inner world, not external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius asserted, "Your strength is in your hands, in your mind." This wisdom is especially valuable when we realize how much we often seek approval and support from others. Accepting that it is impossible to please everyone frees us from heavy burdens. Strengthening self-esteem and relationships allows us to live more authentically, making decisions based on our own beliefs without being guided by the expectations of others. Imagine the relief and freedom that comes with the realization that it's impossible to satisfy everyone. Stop pulling yourself in different directions and start focusing on what is truly important to you. This acceptance doesn't mean ignoring the feelings or needs of those around you. It means releasing the control of the fear of disagreement over your life. Every day we are faced with a diversity of opinions and preferences, trying to please everyone. This is not only exhausting, but unrealistic. The sooner we realize this, the sooner we can begin to live in alignment with our true self. When you realize that not everyone will agree with you or support you, you become more resilient. You begin to value the approval of those who truly matter, who understand and support your path. It's a drive for efficiency and emotional resilience in our social interactions. Resilience and focus on our own actions is the lesson that Stoicism brings us, reminding us that true value lies in our actions, not in the instant approval of the outside world. The path to true transformation begins with recognizing that it's impossible to please everyone. It's not about simply changing your location, but about transforming into a different person. This transformation requires an inner strength capable of not wavering under the pressure of public opinion. Living life according to Stoic teachings is about striving for one's own authenticity and inner peace, not an ideal of perfection. Thank you for staying with us to the end. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new inspiring videos on the wisdom of the Stoics. Give us a like and leave a comment. Your feedback is very valuable and helps promote the videos. May wisdom spill into your life as a source of inner strength and serenity, helping you to take on life's challenges with dignity and confidence.